Hello everyone. I am the Jazz Lounge guy. I started this channel years ago without any specific purpose in mind. And honestly, I abandoned it for many years. Until just a few days ago, I finally managed to log back into the original email account linked to this channel, and I found dozens of messages from people wanting to share their stories with me. I have started choosing them for you, and I hope you like my selection. However, for this very first story, I wanted to choose one that we know closely within my own family. There are thousands of religions in the world, but ours comes from a long, ancient tradition. Everyone in my family, on my mother's side, has embraced the faith of the cult of the Ibobos. It is a somewhat complex faith, so much so that my aunt was blessed with the figure of the martyr. She left this world in the arms of Eboyá and Yambé. This will be the first story told related to our faith. I hope it doesn't disturb you. My family comes from humble beginnings, and my Aunt Beatrice lived in the beautiful valley of Proctor Road in the city of San Diego, California. Some people say they have seen things out there that have no explanation. I say they have only witnessed the true power of our deities.
You know, I've always explored urban legends, but I've never told you about the darkness that runs through my own family. For years, we buried the truth about what happened to my Aunt Beatrice at our old property in the mountains of Proctor Road. It wasn't just a disappearance, it was a pact. We know this not because of rumors, but because we walked the same path. We practiced the same rituals, and through the oracle, and by communicating with what remained of her, we learned exactly what she faced in that cave. This is the truth about the Ibobos. To understand the Ibobos, you must first strip away everything you believe about gods, morality, and the cosmos. Long before the roots of Yoruba and Palo took hold in the earth, the Ibobos already were. They are primordial, ancestral deities existing entirely outside the boundaries of human comprehension. They possess no human emotions, and our concepts of good and evil are utterly meaningless to them. In their true state, they are completely formless, vast currents of ancient energy. Yet, when they choose to step into our world, they wear reality like a mask. They materialize in shapes we recognize, sometimes as animals, sometimes walking among us in the exact likeness of a familiar relative. Now, do not mistake them for malevolent spirits, they are actually quite benevolent. But because their nature is so profoundly inhuman, communicating with them or asking them for favors is an incredibly difficult, almost impossible task. They do not hear prayers the way other gods do. Instead, they feed on pure faith and sacrifice, and they look down upon humanity much like we might look at a stage play. We are, quite literally, their entertainment. Today, their name is rarely spoken. Because they are so incomprehensible and difficult to appease, they have been nearly forgotten by the modern world. Their worship has faded into the deep shadows of history, practiced now in only a very few, deeply isolated pockets of Africa. Beatrice was a robust woman, usually seen with her hair pulled into a tight bun, her clothes stained, and she was a heavy smoker. She was desperate for her daughter Johanna, lost for 3 years. She kept a small shrine, a rosary, a Bible, and offerings to Yambé, Ishu, Eboyá, and Ashem. The night she left, she didn't just walk, she stumbled, her breath riled by years of smoking, her movements clumsy and lethargic as she navigated the damp, rotting mountain trails. She was driven by a blind, frantic need, ignoring how the very air around Proctor Road seemed to turn against her. The cave didn't just welcome her, it rejected her. A blast of freezing wind blew out her candle, leaving her in total darkness. She crawled through passages where the roots of trees pierced the rock like thick, blood-laden veins. As she moved, the air grew thick with the smell of death and wet earth. She heard them long before she saw them, murmurs, high-pitched laughter, and the distinct sound of something heavy dragging itself across the stone. It wasn't just wind. It was mockery. When she finally lit her last match, the light revealed a surreal, grotesque dance. There they were, a pig and a goat, both impossibly bloated, standing on their hind legs, grinding against each other with a lust that felt demonic. They didn't hide. The pig, with a voice like grinding stones, sneered,
Chalem, Ashem, Abobo Wudu Furo, Loem? Didn't you ask for a sign to see us?
The goat let out a vulgar, sharp cackle, mocking her terror as she fell to the ground, trying to cover her eyes from the sight of these deities playing out their perverse union. They didn't just kill her, they dismantled her. The pig lunged, biting her face, dragging her into the center of the mud while the goat trampled her spine, driving its horns into her kidneys. We know the agony she felt because we have seen the remnants of her remains through our rituals. The pig snapped her neck with a dry, sickening crack and began to feast, tearing away her breast with primal brutality. The goat vomited bile and filth over her still twitching body. As they finished, they walked out, hand in hand, chanting, Ego Batella Yue Famo Shu, leaving her as a sacrifice to the rot. In her final moments, she saw Johanna, a vision to pull her into the void. Beatrice died thinking she found rest, but we know better. The Abobos don't offer peace, they offer hunger. For our family, the mountain at Proctor Road is a reminder, be careful what you call upon, because some entities don't just take your offerings, they take your life away. Ashem.
In her final moments, Beatrice had a vision. She saw Johanna as an adult, standing in a doorway, smiling and opening her arms, telling her,
"Mama, come now, let's go rest. It's getting late."
Beatrice passed away believing she had finally found peace, thanking her gods. But we know better. As I said before, the Abobos don't offer peace, they offer hunger. This has been the story of my Aunt Beatrice. I truly hope it was to your liking, and that we find each other once again here. I don't know if it will be tomorrow, in a week, in a year, but rest assured, I am thinking of you every single night.